Welcome, neuro novices. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't mean to do this in front of your face. Just kidding. Yes, I did. When I finished that Rubik's Cube right in front of you, you probably had some neuron activation. Right now, I'm going to tell you about the glial cells and their functions as they relate to neural signaling. 75% of your cells in your central nervous system, so your brain and your spinal cord, are glial cells. Glial cells are basically the glue for your nerves, but they also perform a lot of different regulatory functions. There are 4 types of glial cells, and those are... Who are you? Hello, I'm Astrocyte. I heard you talking about me, and I was just wondering if you needed some support. I don't know. No, I don't. I'm talking about your functions. Oh, okay then. Well, I'm always here for you. Oh, thank you though. What was that? Oh, it's nothing. It's just the blood-brain barrier. What does that do? Nothing much. It keeps the pathogens and chemicals out of your brain. What would happen if that failed? Nothing too serious, just loss of brain function. I will always support you. Ooh, I'm shaped like a star. Oh man, what now? I can't stop. I can't stop. Are you okay? Who are you anyway? I'm oligodendrocyte. I make things go really fast. How? Myelin sheath, baby. Myelin sheath. What are you? Oh my. Have some Marisa. Yes. Are you French? No, I'm not French. I'm epinemal. I just like to use that accent when I'm cooking the cerebral spinal fluid. If you're catching my drift. Huh. Okay. Can't argue with that. Is it like central nervous system lube? Or... Yeah, kinda. I produce and circulate it around all the internal cavities of the brain and spinal cord. It's a very, very important job. Yeah, no, I bet. You seem like a very... Don't worry, son. I gotcha. Ugh. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm protecting you with the immune response. Now get up. Fight. Macrophages. Advance. Wait. No. No, wait. Wow. Thanks, Microglia. You're the real hero. No problem, Captain. I must take my leave. More pathogens are entering on the Western Front. Macrophages, move out! It's been an honor, sir. Thank you so much for watching. Glial cells, out. The world is ending! But not today, hopefully. What's ending is diversity. In a world where we once had a bunch of diverse animals, we now are losing that diversity. And biodiversity is crucial. More crucial than you probably think. And the only solution is to check yourself and make a difference. The 3 aspects of biodiversity are species richness, how many of a species there are, genetic diversity, how different they are, and ecosystem diversity, how many of the animals are there. Unfortunately, humans do the most to affect these 3 factors. Pollution Imagine this is a big factory. Introduction of new species. Let's say this is the original species, and this is a new species. That can ruin the old species. Think about when wolves were introduced in Yellowstone. They almost eradicated the elk population. Not just that, urbanization. Houses in places they shouldn't be or weren't before. These three all impact the environment negatively. Now, whoa. Hold your horses. We're not done with the race yet. Removing invasive species and cutting carbon emissions can all impact sustainability positively. Make the right decisions. Live for tomorrow. After all, wouldn't you love for your kids to be able to see elephants, rhinos, cool birds, anything? 150 every day. Remember that. In my last sermon, I talked about the biodiversity crisis. And this time, I'm going to be talking about community biodiversity and research that was done at Minnesota and at Iowa about how species richness affects sustainability. And they found that species richness, when it was increased sustainability in that area as well. What researchers did was they took pest populations within cornfields and they added different pests into the existing ones. And they found that the more they added, the better the ecosystem got. And from this claim, they said that when you increase species richness, that the entire ecosystem would also improve. Now, other researchers disagree with this statement. They say that just because it worked within the pests does not mean it would work everywhere. In my opinion, if you want to look into the biodiversity crisis, this is a good place to start. Research is going on right now, right up at the University of Iowa, and there's no reason why you, a college student, cannot get your hands on this type of research. If you want to make a difference, if you want to save the world, that's a good place to start. The first prominent type of relationship is polyandry, and that is when a female has two or more male mates. This helps when child rearing requires more than one male. Sometimes a female will get around enough to a point where the males don't know who their offspring are, so they help all of them. When they see these children, they're like, I don't know which is mine, so might as well help all of them. This leads to the idea of kin selection, where animals are more likely to help those who share genetics with them, so they can pass on their genes. On a different note, let's talk about sexual selection, not just in people, but in animals as well. Sexual selection is a form of natural selection, which have a bunch of factors that influence how those mates are picked. But there are also three different types of relationships that animals can have in the animal kingdom, and that is in part what I'm going to be covering in this topic. The next type of relationship is polygamy, and that is when a male has two or more female mates. This is valuable when trying to populate a given area. This is the most efficient way to increase a population. It is also very common. The last and least common type of relationship in the animal kingdom is monogamy, and that is when one male and one female help rear their young. This is more common among animals that need support when they are young, like elephants, but it takes a lot of time and more resources to do so. This is also common among humans as well. Most of the time, sexual selection favors the strong, fast, and smart animals, and passes on genes favorable for survival. These different methods of obtaining a mate are important in displaying an animal's ability to survive and reproduce, which is the entire point of evolution. Have you ever moved? I'm going to assume you said yes to that question. Isn't it amazing that we can just move, even when we're not moving? Today, I'm going to be talking about the three types of muscles: smooth, cardiac, and skeletal, and how all of them are important, even when you don't think they are. Skeletal muscles are the voluntary muscles you can move. Think about hitting the gritty or playing ping pong. These are all muscles that you control in your body. The next two muscles, cardiac and smooth, you have no control over. Just like you have no control over your biology grade because you didn't study for the final. First of these involuntary muscles are cardiac muscles. As you can probably assume, they lie in your heart, and they contract and relax in an alternating rhythm, allowing your heart to pump blood through your body. And thank goodness you do not have to do this voluntarily, or you would be very busy all the time trying to stay alive. And that would be very unfun. It is also important that it beats alternatively, because if it contracted continuously, it would not end well for you. So thank God that it beats in an alternating rhythm. The last involuntary muscle that you have in your body is smooth muscle. Smooth muscle lines your digestive tract, digestive system, and all those organs that squeeze slowly but tightly. It's very important, and it is not attached to bone, which is why it's not skeletal muscle. Those are the three types of muscles you have in your body. Before you go ranking them from most important to least important, remember that without all of them, you would be dead. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Study for that bio test. We know you need to.